Well, hello. So, um, today's message is how a video of how I was self healing to the point of my own detriment, and I'm putting this out here so that if you are on a journey of healing or you're just like I want to be a better person, um, I'm gonna talk about a few illusions we've been plagued with in society. One of the illusions is that there's a certain standard of way to be in living. And a lot of us have grown up in chaotic environments and things of that nature. So even the quirks, there's something wrong with it, they're not good enough, and we try to change those too. So I finally, where you going? At the door? If it's him, Tim, close the door to this room. Um, oh, thank God, that felt good. Someone's at the door. Open it. Okay. Oh, yeah. So, and one of the biggest illusions is perfectionism. Like they say, you can't be angry, but anger is natural. It's just keeping that. That fart smelled good. Keeping the negative, the emotions stored in your body over long periods of time isn't good. So, everyone has light and dark aspects, and that's totally normal. And we have been brainwashed to think that the dark aspects of ourselves are completely. It's 2:34 p.m., so we're on the right track. We've been brainwashed to think that we have sage. You want to light that sage? I was also thinking about cocoa at the same time. We've been brainwashed to think that we have to be this idea of a saint. And me coming from a Christian background, I put a whole lot of unnecessary pressure on myself to be something that I was not. I denied a whole lot of my femininity. Those are so beautiful. Our sage arrived, you guys. Smells amazing. We're about to sage it up in here. Oh shoot! Any sage sponsors? We will definitely love to promote your stuff. But anywho, we have stuff to think that we cannot be this way, we cannot be that way. We have to be one way or another, and it's really gotten us in a bind to the point where we deny who we are. We self hate that self hate who we truly are. For example, I can be competitive, and competitiveness has been looked at, has been viewed from one end of the spectrum in such a to such a negative extent that some people don't look at healthy competition. So, um, in this moment, time to just not obsess about what's wrong with us, not think about it, and accept that we're all composed of light and dark, and the levels that we choose to, while we're self-regulating, the levels that we choose to be at certain times is where we're at. I mean, they're gonna teach us something. I just saw 444, and that's Always does she smile
Yes, she did.
when she smiles. So one of the things I finally accepted today is that I was hating my past and disliking myself because of my past. So now I'm seeing one of the biggest things that has truly impacted me was in my life that I have a purpose to talk about and become open with is the trauma of being. And look at myself as, oh, I've been abused, so I'm used goods. But now I'm seeing than anything. Oh,
Pass me your card.
thank you, my love. You got your Thank you, honey. Okay. There's nothing wrong with me. It's not my fault that I was abused. That would be me hurting myself. So I refuse to stay a victim. And so for nights in a row, I would play trauma healing meditations, frequencies for healing, self forgiveness. I was trying to get like forgive in one period, and I so that I could go on to the next part of my healing, so I could see, well, I'll be more patient this time because I can be impatient. And I was looking at it as something's wrong because I'm not patient. No, um, it's okay to not be patient sometimes. I mean, to feel frustrated is in this human experience when you're not, really truly human, that's normal. Being a human and having the human experience is very brave because you experience so much stuff and it's downplayed. So I was saying to myself, let me heal from these traumas, and ooh, it smells so nice in here. And then I'll be good, and then I'll be on the next healing journey. And I wasn't allowing myself to truly enjoy life. Um, and I thought to myself, at first, I had this programming in my head that if I reincarnated back into this world, I'd be reincarnated into a crappy family. I didn't take into consideration all the inner work that I had been doing, that I do. I was downplaying myself, overworking myself like crazy. My heart was saying, please slow down because you are just going to make yourself miserable. And then my husband was finally like, yes, you finally get it. The gods and my ancestors and angels were just like, you finally get it. Do not overheal, you guys. If in this lifetime you're meant to heal a few things, that's wonderful. Heal those few things and enjoy the moment, because I was so focused on healing as in a competitive manner because I didn't want to for that the people that had caused me great harm to be able to say, hey, we know this and that about you to the third, so we can use it against you. And it's now to the point, well, you know what? Yeah, I do this. I've done this. I have, I'll do this. But for me to really truly get there to the point where when they're blaspheming my name, I have to be just like, okay, in this moment, the up. I can't stop them. I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and where I'm at right now is just right. So if you have been thinking that healing from one thing to the next is going to make your life better, it truly won't, because you'll be burnt out and you won't truly be able to be present in the moment. Like, I have become apathetic um, to people and closed off, so that I have missed opportunities due to feeling superior, like I'm over healing, so I'm two steps ahead of people. And I want to tell you that we're all, on the same journey in our own unique different ways. And I'm being this open and honest with you because I have pride, and my pride says don't tell people that. But how am I going to help you guys heal if I'm just like, could you turn the light on, my love? Oh, okay. How am I gonna help you guys heal if I'm just over here like all the time being hard and on you guys, or really on myself, mostly myself, and saying, "Oh, well, I have more work to do." My husband gets tired of me saying, "I have more work to do. I have more work to do," and I'm right where I need to be. So in this moment, I accept that my pain is not stronger than me. I still feel pain from the traumas. And in this lifetime, if I just learn to move past the pain of the traumas and the heavy abuse I've endured for a good chunk of my life, because I had literally tried to cleanse myself of that trauma from 28 years of abuse. 20, it seems 28, 29 years of abuse. I'm 29 now. I had tried to basically I have less than a year of peace, of actual peace. And I've had years of chaos and abuse, and they have made me aware that I can help others with awareness. But I'm seeing that, well, yeah, so basically, I'm seeing that I tried to heal years of abuse in a couple of months. And I was driving myself nuts, and I felt stagnant. And I would mirror, my husband's a mirror just like I am. And I would see him and I would call him stagnant. And I'm realizing he's not stagnant. I was stagnant because I kept focusing on what I'm not there where I want to be yet. I haven't been enjoying my journey of healing. Um, but today will be different. Today, you open the door?
Yeah.
It got hot in here?
No, I was just thinking there's any extra packages.
Not yet. Um, I haven't really been fully enjoying the human experience. Like for the first time, I can say I have peace in my life, and I wasn't able to enjoy it, and I felt stagnant and unhappy because I kept saying I have more work to do. I have inner work to do. I was doing shadow work around the clock,
Y'all
and
want a
now
cookie?
and now I'm learning that when I feel the pain from my past, to just let it sit for a little bit, breathe, and to get up and start doing like something that's I'm gonna enjoy. So now I'm going to find stuff that I enjoy doing. So please, I guess just realize in this lifetime that you may not be meant to heal everything. Even the gods and goddesses aren't, perfect. We admire them for their strengths, like Kali, and whoever you can think of.
I'm
And
addicted to these cookies.
want to go to cookie therapy? Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Really enjoy your life. Take a break from healing sometimes. It's okay to say the thing that doesn't sound like something the world would like to hear. How does your heart feel when you say it? How does your soul feel when you say it? And it's okay if you're in a place where you're feeling stuff from your past, trying to it's coming up. It doesn't mean that your past has a hold on you. It just simply means that stuff is being released in its own unique timeline. And if you feel it and you're in a grieving, which I am grieving because I'm like truly grieving for the first time because I'm releasing past things. Well, it's temporary. And I wanted to put out there about healthy boundaries. Just because you have healthy boundaries, my husband definitely confirms to me, doesn't mean other people will respect your healthy boundaries. It's nothing against you, it's just they won't respect it. And he's teaching me not to take it personal. So my daughter's father and ex is a narcissist and a stalker, and he is doing magic to manifest me. And the emotions I felt when I thought about it was disgust, and I realized I couldn't control him, and I was just like, okay, I get it. All right, so the only person I can change is myself. And after the mental, emotional, the physical abuse, the financial abuse, all of the abuse that took place in that relationship, even him taking my daughter from me using heavy deceit, which and coming into my dreams, and just not respecting that I'm just not here for him. I've sent messages saying I just want to be around my daughter, and I've set boundaries. It really has me accepting that everyone will not accept my boundaries. But I do know that I'm always divinely protected and guided in everything that I do. And the actions of another is not a representation of myself. And it's perfectly normal and okay for me to feel the emotions, especially since I'm healing from that relationship still. The last time he put his hands on me was in public because he couldn't control me on uh, Mother's Day 2020, and he abused my daughter. Um, and that story is a whole different story. Um, well, I'll sum it up. I had been houseless, living in my car, and I wanted to see my daughter. And I had thought I had to play chess just to see my daughter. So I was playing the chess game, and instead of living from a place of love, because I my heart chakra was really blocked, and that's okay, because at that time it is what it is. And I was doing stuff to get his abusive nature to come out because he was in public and hiding it. And I manifested it, of course. I wanted people to see what had been going on behind the scenes, and because he's a covert narcissist. And at the time, I had full custody of her, but I had asked him to watch her so that my daughter have a roof over her head, and Child Protective Services have been involved because he had got them involved after I picked my daughter up from his sister's house where drugs and prostitution happened. And I didn't hear from him asking to check on my daughter at the time when this the police got involved. When before CPS got involved, I had a roof over my head. I didn't hear from him for a couple of days, not even to check on my daughter. And then I get a call from CPS saying, "Well, they're saying you have mental instability." And at this time, I was getting on my feet. I was looking for work. I was taking care of my daughter, and I had developed a healing practice, but I was over healing because I felt that I wasn't good enough because I had a whole lot of programming in my head from childhood and present adulthood. So um, when Child Protective Services got involved, I felt weak and powerless because I was like, once again, he's trying to just cause disruption, and it seems like it's working. So, fast forward, I found out that the individual I was staying with, she was nope, she wasn't good for me. Because it was a very toxic, karmic relationship. I had developed feelings for her. However, I accepted that we were friends because she wasn't really open about that lifestyle. So, and I was like, okay, then I'm okay with that. And I actually just accepted that we were friends. However, I was getting abused by her mentally and emotionally as well. Hmm. And I was accepting the abuse because I felt that we needed a place to stay, me and my daughter. However, a point came where it became evident that no matter how much I sacrificed of myself, the abuse was just going to keep increasing. And so one night she locked me out of the house at no, at 11 in the morning. No, at 11 at night, forgive me if I said the morning. And because at that time, I was just starting to get the courage to pull away and not be controlled by people. And she felt threatened by it. And I started to recognize things that people did to keep me trapped because they know how independent I am. So independent to the point my husband calls me Wonder Woman and he loves that about me. So I was pulling away and I noticed every time I pull away, people's claws come out. And I was scared because I was wondering where me and my daughter are going to stay. Well, I was locked out that night and she finally let me in the house and she told me, I didn't hear anything. I didn't know you were outside. But she clearly was aware of it with the technology that she has and because she couldn't sleep at night. So, um, I am now very cautious about people who I call friends. Um, but not because just because of that. It was because of for other things, for other situations I had been in where I learned to grow and learn more about um, personalities and what was good for me and what isn't good for me. And that day I came in and my intuition started kicking in and told me she's going to kick you and your daughter out and make it look as if you're mentally unstable. Because that's the thing that I have been targeted, like people who are narcissists. I had attracted a whole lot of narcissist empath relationships throughout my life. Um, and their way of targeting me is with messing with my mental. And so I was listening to my intuition. My intuition said she's going to kick you and your daughter out and make it look as if you're the one who is trespassing. And at the climate at the time was it would have worked because I was unsure of myself, and she was the one with her name on the mortgage, her house. Like she looked good on paper. Me, I didn't look good on paper. And stuff like that. So instead of waiting for a tower moment to hit, I packed our stuff up, and good thing I didn't carry a lot, and put our stuff in the car, and we left. Me and my daughter stayed at a good friend's house who taught me about no matter how much you love someone, and we stayed there for a week, no matter how much you love someone, you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. And my energy was all over the place. I was trying to figure out housing, where this is when COVID first hit, trying to figure out housing for me and my daughter. I called some shelters and things of that nature. And but due to COVID, they had closed a lot of places and resources had supposedly dried up at the time. So During this time, I had a big decision to make, and Child Protective Services was definitely still involved. And I was communicating with them thoroughly about the events happening. And I was aware that the young lady whose house I had left, that she was lying on me, as well as my daughter's father. I had a big decision to make because we didn't have a answer of where we were going to go. I can finally say I forgive myself and understand that what I did was the right thing to do. I called CP Child Protective Services and let them know I don't know where we're going to go. And she had also suggested that you might just want to let her stay with him. Turns out this individual from Child Protective Services, she saw my daughter's father using deceit go to the court system to get full custody of my child. She said this is very normal. It's very normal. So she already saw it in the works. But she was saying it would be better that I showed proactiveness in making sure my daughter had a roof over her head, and seeing that Child Protective Service was heavily involved and I had a whole lot of fear-based beliefs and illusions. Um, I communicated thoroughly with Child Protective Services, communicated with my daughter's father. This is temporary. I'm seeking housing and things of that nature. Can you watch Lyric? During this time, after he got her, I didn't even know where she stayed for months. I would call and only be able to speak to her for about 10 minutes. And he would hang up on me. So I wasn't really able to talk to my daughter. I wasn't able to see her. I had no idea that he was copying and doing everything I was saying and making it seem as if he had made it up. And I was giving him back the same energy he gave me during this time period because I did not understand that love is greater than anything. But I also understood that he wouldn't be able to receive love and would misinterpret it. And I also still felt that I had to play chess games just to be able to speak to my daughter and talk to her. During this time, I met my husband while houseless. I felt safe for the first time. Say hi, honey. And I met my twin flame while houseless. I would do a whole bunch of readings back to back. Just I did a whole basically when I was overdoing the healing work still, and I was unhappy and really going through it. Um, Rock bottom, honestly, at that point. I was doing a whole bunch of healing work, thinking I'm doing this work. Please bring in my abundance, bring in a house, and all this stuff. And I was getting word that I was gonna meet my twin flame. Met my twin flame while houseless, which is pretty cool. And me and him grew together so much, and we're still growing so much. And but before I met my twin flame, this is when the Mother's Day event happened. And even though I had primary custody of my daughter, he was abusing it. And at the time, I did not realize how powerful I was. I didn't realize how powerful my words were. I didn't realize that I could have done research and went to court and got my and somehow got my daughter back. At the time, I didn't have housing, but also I'm grateful, now with this whole experience because I realized it would have been unhealthy to have my daughter around me over healing. I would have been teaching her this idea of perfectionism that does not exist. I I wasn't able to show her self love, and what I thought was self love was over healing to the point of being exhausted day in and day out and fear based. Um, So when he put his hands on me and my daughter, and I called the cops, And that was the first time I had called the cops on him for the abuse, the physical abuse. And I don't know how we got into that story. But fast forward now, my husband has been helping me relax. He's been with me on multiple occasions to try to get my daughter after my daughter was given he was given full custody of my daughter. Um and it's classic signs of a covert narcissist who, when his energy source gets away, he wants to basically bag you like a trophy. Um, and one of the things he's doing is nasty, evil magic. And all into magic. I use integrity with minds. And I'm realizing what he does is going to impact him more than it's going to impact me. He's also done nasty magic on my daughter. I've had dreams of him doing a spell that would make my daughter be disgusted with me. And the few times me and my husband went to go see my daughter, I could tell it was working, but it's not working anymore. And it won't ever work again. And it's like all the stuff that it's like I'm seeing and I knew, I'm putting it together. It's like I'm trying to find a way not, instead of being disgusted, I'm starting to accept him as he is. My husband even said, remember the person that you're talking about. So, it's just now at a point that if whatever it is that you've experienced in life, if it really made you strong and but at the expense that you're just like, god damn. Take your time with the healing process, because um and don't overheal. And if you're just meant to heal a little bit in this lifetime, that's okay. The greatest people that I really love are the ones who are quirky and they're unapologetic about who they are. And what I admire about them is something I see in myself, that they don't try to be perfect. So I'm going to get to the core of that person that I am, that quirky person who is not judging herself for having one thing one way, another thing another way. And I'm just going to be. And I hope that that helps someone today. And yes, I'm still feeling an emotion. I'm feeling like it's an overwhelming feeling, but it's like finally I can breathe. The fact that you put that out there. So yeah, I'm accepting that people won't respect my boundaries. However, I'm really grateful that I have my boundaries, and I don't care if he doesn't respect them or not. I respect them. Do you have anything to say, honey?
Sorry, I was watching something. You know, I want to say
We need to brush our teeth.
yes. That's not what I want to say though. Um, please speak your mind, speak your heart, speak your soul, and don't ever be afraid to speak up about anything. If it doesn't sit right with your soul, express it. That's what expression is for. Um, there are a lot of chaotic, crazy things going on in the world today. And things things need to change, and it is up to us as a collective to speak up, spread love, and change the world. So please, like I said, don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to speak your heart. Don't be afraid to speak your soul. And most of all, don't be afraid to speak up. And that is all I have to say.
Well, I'm gonna find something fun to do. I already been working, so find something fun to do today, you guys.
Um, you can like and subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's not what we're here for. We're
Ah,
just here to spread the message. Um, and that's all. If you want more positive messages, also, you can follow us on Instagram, but you don't have to. That's free will. That's what free will is for.
love is free will.
Yes, it is. It's the free will to love who you want, how
How
you
you
want.
want, when you want,
Hmm.
where you want.
And just in case you do, we'll put that all in the description. And just in case you don't,
I'm not putting that in the description. You gotta type that.
I will. And just in case you don't, we love, respect, and appreciate you guys anyway. And that's it.
Okay. Well, later.
We will see you in the next one. Ooh, and always remember, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.